It has been a prime time for fairy tales lately, and no two-wheel sport is more laced with misinformation than e-biking. Time then to look into the myths surrounding this great sport. Utter nonsense. Each sport has its own physical attributes. For example, a sprinter is built very differently to, say, a long distance runner, and a powerlifter is built very differently to, say, a gymnast. Now, the thing is, a heart rate monitor does not lie, and downhill is a very physical discipline, and you're going to be doing a lot more of that on your e-bike. At the same time, uphill will take you to places and climbs that non-e-bikes can only dream of. Nope, that is not the case, and e-bike geometry is in the early days of its evolution, and some brands are only just getting their heads around this. Now, the thing with e-bikes is that you're going to be climbing a lot steeper, more technical climbs than a non-e-bike, so a longer chainstay is quite critical in this case. For example, if you look at a Specialized Levo, it has a 455mm chainstay, whereas the Enduro, I know it's slightly longer travel, but has a 432mm chainstay. So, chainstay critical in e-bike geometry, and if you have a short one, that means that front wheel is going to be trying to get in the air far too often. It's actually people that are heavy. Did you see the Don trying to get up the slab on his conventional mountain bike? That looked hard work, right? Yeah, and he's a light rider. Now, you try going uphill on an e-bike and tell me it's heavy. Don't think so. Cheating? Cheating who exactly? Seriously, now you really need to get out more if you think e-bikes are like motorbikes. Have you seen what the likes of Tony Bow, Eli Tomac and Marc Marquez do on motorcycles? They are way different to e-bikes. Now, an e-bike actually delivers power not too dissimilar to what a professional athlete can do. And the noise decibels, wow, they're way lower. Now, sadly, this is not true because a medium-sized bike from one company can actually be similar to a size large from another company. What I suggest you do is compare the sizing charts and compare and contrast these bikes out on the trail. And remember, sizing and fit are two different things. You can actually make a bike fit correctly, but you cannot change the size. Yes, but that's not the maximum that they can pump out. Some 250 watt motors can actually pump out more than 1,000 watts during a ride, and aftermarket mid-drives can go up to 5,000 watts or more. The 250 watts stated is usually the continuous power that a motor can pump out for an extended amount of time, but the peak power, that's different and usually a lot more. Now, most mid-drive bikes on the market range from about 60 Newton meters of torque up to 120 Newton meters, but those numbers alone don't tell you the full picture. In fact, probably the most technical climb I've done this year was on a 60 Newton meter bike, the E7000 Shimano system at the Rock Desert Festival. So, yes, torque does matter, but numbers aside, it counts for nothing if you don't include such things as the right geometry, the skills, and of course the tyres and componentry to allow you to use that torque to its full potential. And at the same time, you can have a direct correlation between torque and the amount of battery your e-bike is using. So you can actually go for more torque or in fact more battery range. Yeah, do you know what? It is all about the range, and you'll see more and more manufacturers changing to increase range on their e-bikes over the next few years. But no, seriously, that's not true. You'll still see a lot of riders actually will go for lighter weight, which means a smaller battery, and go for that quick 1 hour power hit in the hills. Performance on a e-bike is actually measured quite differently to a traditional bike. It's measured in such things as reliability and durability, and for some people, the aesthetic qualities of that bike. Now, if you look at the details on an e-bike, we're looking at such things as grippier tyres and bigger discs for that longer travel. Now, the big question for non-e-bikes is, does a higher price deliver a higher performance? Not always, and it's a very, very difficult thing to prove. Are they more expensive? Nah, not really. I mean, some non-e-bikes are more expensive than e-bikes. It all depends on the brand. And even if they were £500 more, think of how much more fun you're going to be getting on an e-bike. Yes, do you know what? We did actually have someone on the channel say that e-bikes are only for old, fat, lazy and disabled people. But you know what? I mean, so what? I've seen people from all walks of life, from all ages, abilities, from 10 years old to 85 years old riding e-bikes. Is there a problem with that? I mean, guys, just live and let live. So that's my top 10. No doubt there are hundreds of other myths revolving around e-bikes. Let us know your thoughts on that. In the meantime, if you want to know the history of e-mountain biking, the brief history, check this video out here. Don't forget you can like, share and subscribe to eMBN. Thanks for watching.